Welcome to Tea Time Midlife Edition. I'm your host, Regina Young, and today's guest is Robin Salls from Tangled Magazine. Hi, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for, you know, just being here today. Really excited. It's all about the Silver Sisters, and the topic today is hashtag I am Silver Beauty. Lovely, lovely topic. I can't wait to get into it. But before we get started, what kind of tea are you drinking?
I'm drinking yogi tea. What one am I drinking today? The vanilla spice perfect energy to help with focus.
Perfect for midlife. I get it.
Right? Right. A good one.
Absolutely. In such a fashionable cup. What's that? What's that all
Thank
about?
you. Oh, these are my top four favorite sisters when I started my silver journey 4 years ago. I
Awesome.
followed these ladies and connected with them on such a level that I made mugs for the five of us. So
Wow.
we'd all have some fun mugs when we were drinking our teas.
Absolutely. That's a Silver Sister moment, it sounds like. Well,
Definitely.
definitely today I'm drinking lavender tea. And I'm drinking it out of the Tea Time Midlife Edition mug. It's
Nice.
all about community. And lavender tea has the properties of being soothing, as well as cleanse and remove toxins from the body. And, just check with your herbalist and your doctor to make sure it fits in your health regimen. I mean, that is what it's known for, though. Okay.
Yes.
But today's topic is hashtag I am Silver Beauty. Robin, just tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become the founder of Tangled Silver Magazine?
Well, I've been doing magazines for a while featuring women's stories, but I really got focused on my silver journey and really loved my silver journey that I decided to kind of give a love letter back to the silver community on Instagram and Facebook and created the magazine with the intention of just being digital and being a love letter to embrace everything about being in this life. And, life is pretty tangled. Obviously, I have long hair, so I kind of played with it. My hair gets a tangled mess, life gets a tangled mess. So, Tangled Silver was also kind of my cry of I started an Instagram account to make sure that I would actually go through trying to attempt to go silver. Because if I say it publicly, I'm going to keep it up at least for 2 years.
Yeah.
So, Tangled Silver was kind of born out of my love for this journey.
Oh, wow. So, how do you define silver beauty at this point in midlife?
Oh gosh, there's so many ways that you can define it, but my favorite is just the pure joy and excitement I have in the way I look at everything now. Everything comes through like these new set. I wear glasses, like a new set of glasses in a sense. All the old thoughts of what beauty was supposed to look like to me are now gone. So like we love to say I am silver beauty is all about defining beauty and aging on our terms, not what's out there in society's telling us this is what it means to be aging, this is what it means to go gray. So it's really about just that piece of joy that you get from really understanding who you are and loving yourself 100% as you are.
Yeah, I hear the authenticity because that is like, accepting all pieces of yourself, all
Yeah.
facets. You're no longer, let's say, hiding behind ish mask.
Right.
It could be color or makeup or whatever that is. You're just accepting all of your beauty in the way it is. Well, what is your silver journey? What were you, what was your hair like before? And then what did you do? Like all that.
So I will tell you, I was born with dark hair. And within a year, I had tow blonde hair. And then after that, the rest of my life, I have been every shade of blonde there is. Strawberry blonde, really, really white, platinum blonde almost. Right before going into my silver journey, my natural color was very much a more dirty dishwater blonde type look. And then I started coloring, so it was more yellow and yellow and yellow. I wish I could tell you it was a great story behind why I stopped.
Okay.
I can tell you that I've known since I was in my early teens, late teens, that I was gonna someday rock silver hair. I worked at a nursing home with a little old lady who had long, gorgeous silver hair that would brush every day at like 100 strokes at a time.
Wow.
So I knew at some point I was going to rock it. And my grandmother had white, beautiful hair. So I knew at some point, I just figured that at some point, because of what everybody was telling me around me, was going to be like 80 or 90, not at 51. So at 26, I found my silver started really coming in at 26, and I kind of freaked out. Had a stepfather at the time that made a comment about I didn't cover my grays. I was going to look older than my mother. And at 26, that's the last thing you want to hear. And I went straight to like hardcore coloring for like 25 plus years. And I just got to a point where I was done. I was tired of it. Heck, young girls around us were suddenly paying to go have it done. And yet I had what could be this amazing head of hair underneath all this color. And so I opted in December of 2019, I believe, to just go cold turkey and stop.
Wow. I think that's a huge thing is that you have to actually, it's like a choice. It's not like it's just going to happen by accident. You have to choose it. And once you choose it, you have to surrender to it. What do you say to people who are considering going silver and the people that are like the supposed to be their cheerleaders are now their naysayers?
What I said, naysayers are to the people that are people are going to go on board.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Like, you know, what do you say to that person who's actually going to take that journey? I mean, this is them making a choice and they're looking for a little cheerleading, but they're getting naysayers in the background.
Yeah. So I say that you have to really, really prepare yourself like you do for most anything in your life, right? You kind of prep yourself for what's going to come. No, going into this, like not everybody's going to agree with why you're choosing to it, but it's got to be your choice. And that silver and gray kind of equates a lot of those things for all of us as women, especially that fear of, if you have a fear of getting older, somebody starts going gray, ooh, that's going to really rub that fear, right?
Fair to say.
So you have to really be prepared for that. When the naysayers come at you, you have to really understand that that's not really anything about you or your decision or your grays, silvers, whites, whatever you have. It's really about them internally and their thoughts and perceptions on what it means to let you come in gray and silver. So you have to really just allow them to be them, allow you to be you, and initially embrace yourself first, foremost, and let the other stuff roll. Because you know what? In a year from now, 2 years from now, maybe 4 years from now, those people that are naysayers are going to be going, wow, wow, like they're going to be totally shocked at the way it comes out. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was the one thing too as well. I had that experience where the people were like, excuse you, you know, it's not going to work. Once you go gray, everyone's going to say, you know, they're going to judge you. They're going to totally make you feel bad about being, you know, getting older. And I said, no. My grandmother at 100 looked fabulous with gray hair. Yeah. So I assert it's in my family gene that gray hair works.
Well, and that's why we really came up with the campaign slogan of basically saying, you know, I am Silver Beauty. A lot of us start going gray, but we're also fed all these stories about what gray means, right? It means you're outdated. It means you're giving up on yourself. And I mean, as you and I probably both know, we could attest to the fact that when you go gray or white, the last thing you're doing is give it up on yourself, because we spend more time getting to know our hair and our textures and our care and our colors than anybody, I think, does any other time in your life, right? You actually end up, so when somebody looks at you and goes, oh, you're just giving up on yourself, it's like, oh, whoa, slow back. Like, I am not giving up on myself. I'm just letting Mother Nature, who is the best artist out there, I'm letting her go wild.
That's fair to say. Oh, that's so brilliant. Yeah, I love the way you say that Mother Nature has her shot at, you know, not trying to cover over. Yes, not trying to cover over anything. Oh, that's brilliant. So, are you anti-color for the hair? I mean, because I'm just.
Yeah, no, I love it when I get this, because how hypocritical would I be if I said, yes, I'm anti-color, when I just told you I colored for over 25 years, right? I'm not anti-color. What I'm anti is anyone telling me I have to color to be relevant. If I don't want to color, that's my choice. And I'm still relevant today. I'm still experiencing life. I'm still full of life and everything I want to do. Just because I'm choosing to go gray doesn't change that. And at the same time, it's about not needing your approval to make that choice to go silver or gray for me. Yeah. If you feel beautiful with colored hair, by all means do it, because the whole real goal is declaring beauty on our terms. Yes. But we each have the right to define what that is for us individually. So if you color and you're happy, go for it. If you want to stop coloring, go for it. If you're thrilled with your silver like I am with mine, Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, shout from the rooftops to help encourage those who want to, but are maybe afraid of what everybody else is going to do. Let's make it easier for them to jump on our community with us.
absolutely. It's like your tribe is your tribe. Don't worry about what tribe I'm in. Just do you. Okay.
Exactly, exactly.
Which is not a problem. Do you think there is ageism based on, hair color or in the world or any of that stuff?
Oh my gosh, I think there is total ageism specifically aimed at women. You know, when men go gray, it's they're distinguished and how handsome they look. And you think of images like Sean Connery or who's the other great actor? Gosh, I'm dropping his name right now. But when men go gray, it's distinguished and it's received so almost welcoming, like it's part of the process. When women go gray, most people think of, oh, she stops care, she doesn't care anymore, or oh, she's old, she's haggard, or the comparisons to things like witches and gray
Yes.
hair that's all stringy.
Yes.
You get these misconceptions that around women that you don't see men having to battle that same thing. They
Yes.
go gray, nobody's up going, oh, wait a minute, are you sure you want to do that? That's going to age you maybe 10 years. Men aren't getting that. It's the women that are getting that. So
Absolutely.
I do feel that from all the decades of the centuries of us, like think about our generations, our moms were told you had to color, you have to color, you have to color, you have to color. I met a woman just a few weeks ago who said to me, my silvers are beautiful. She wishes she could do it, but her husband won't let her. She's 72
Wow.
and she's in that category where she has a husband who doesn't think it's okay. And I asked her, is he white or gray? And she said, absolutely, full head.
Mm,
So again, I think it's that misconception that we've all grown up with. The 80s, it was all color that gray right out of your hair in every other commercial.
yes. Yes.
And for me, I felt it with being told that I was going to look older than my mother.
Wow.
Okay, reality. My mother is 20 years old. I'm not going to look older than my mom. That's just because I let my silvers come in. But I was programmed based on what everything's being said around us for generation after generation, watching great grandparents and everybody coloring their hair and
Yes.
those wonderful orange red bobs that used to be really popular way back then. So yes, I do think there's ageism, especially with women when it comes to coloring our hair and with our
Yeah.
skin tones, cosmetics. I mean, everything is all about anti-aging when it really should be about pro-aging because that's the message we need to
Absolutely.
hear.
You sound like a pro-aging advocate, actually. You know.
Absolutely. I feel that, you come at me and you use the word anti-aging, I'm probably going to like tone you out. You come at me with pro-aging, I'm going to want to have a conversation with you and we can talk forever about pro-aging.
Absolutely. And I think the one good thing I love about pro-aging is that women like ourselves are talking to other women about, our experience, about what we're doing with our hair, what we're doing with our makeup, what we're
Mhm.
doing with our life. And it's inspiring because, I don't want someone 20 or 30 to tell me what to do with my, my,
Right. Right. Well, when a brand comes with you and they're advertising, let's say it's a serum for our faces, right? But they've got a 20 to 30-year-old woman promoting that product to the 50 plus women, right? 40, 50 plus women.
fair to say.
That's great. I looked really great in my 20s and 30s without any wrinkles because I didn't have any life experiences. What I want for you to do is not try to sell me the fountain of youth, but sell me the fountain of lifestyle. Use a woman that is I
Absolutely.
can relate to, that is relatable to me. She doesn't have to look like me, but use a woman at least in my older ages where we can actually relate to her and go, yeah, she's been through life too. Yeah, oh yeah, that works for her. Oh yeah, I might want to try that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, speak to us where we are.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, like you're just saying, address our lifestyle because
Yes.
we have several categories that they insist we must be living through, which is cruise ships, drugs,
Right.
because we're falling apart,
Right.
and a rocking chair. There's got to be something in
Right.
rocking chair in there somewhere.
Well, like show me like my husband and I, we love to go hike in the mountains. We do these huge hikes every weekend during the spring and summer months. We're
Mm,
hiking, 10, 12 miles in and out of the Rocky Mountains. That's
wow.
what we're doing at 50, 55. We're not rocking the rocking chairs. We have grandkids. I'm a mother, a Nona, a silver sister. Like my lifestyle is active. It's not just sitting back, like you said, on a cruise ship or on, doing nothing or sitting in front of the television. It's
Yeah.
active. I mean, we just rode 25 miles this past weekend on our bikes.
Wow, extraordinary. Yeah, and I'm like a salsa bachata dancer as well as, I have nieces and nephews, and
Yeah.
I just travel. So yeah, it's like I don't. Yeah, that it's an old story, and they're
Yes.
still speaking to our old story, and we insist that that is not how it's going to go. So who do you admire that has silver hair?
Oh my gosh, there are so many great silver sisters out there that I could share.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the very first one I found when I first started looking back in 2018. I stumbled across an account for a man in Crespi. She was a model out of Colorado, and I'm in Colorado, so I kind of typed in, long silver hair because I knew I wanted my hair to be long silver hair Colorado just to see what would pop up, and she popped up and she was absolutely gorgeous.
Hmm.
Was a model. I believe she may be a jewelry designer potentially too. But like I was so like all about her hair. Didn't care about anything else. Her hair was just beautiful. And then after that, I started getting to know what I call more of my everyday silvers. I was finding other women. They didn't have to be in my community anymore, and I really connected them with the five gals I shared on the mug with you in the beginning. I
Yes.
really connected with those gals first for their hair and then for everything else about them because it
Mhm.
starts as a hair journey for us, a color journey, and then we start unpeeling all these layers, and suddenly there's this new, refreshed spark that kind of pops out of you, right? So all of a sudden, like, wow, you can finally stand up for yourself and say, "Hey, I'm beautiful the way I am." And all of a sudden, you find yourself looking at life in a lot different circles, different ways. And I found these other four women that just like everything about their hearts spoke to me. So it was their hair that got me to their accounts, for instance, but it was
Yes.
their hearts and their day-to-day activities and adventures that drew me into this community. And I think that's what the Silver Sisters do. We all start off because of hair, but then we all of a sudden discover these unique friendships that you could never have with somebody else who never really has been on that journey yet with you because we're the
Yes.
ones that are in there walking and leading it and talking it. There's just a special connection when you actually dive in, full head, dive
Yeah.
in.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about Tangled Silver Magazine is that it is like a resource, and it is like a tribe, like it helping you find your tribe. Like,
Yeah.
so even if you're in, in the outskirts of somewhere, you have a place that you can go and then connect. And then all of a sudden you have friendships that were not even possible, but through the magazine, through the podcast, through like all these avenues. And this is exciting, very exciting. One of the questions is, where do you get models for the magazines?
Oh, that gets we get asked that a lot, and it's really a pretty simple process in a sense. Sometimes it's I happen to spot somebody, or maybe I can say I stalked somebody in a grocery store. She's got beautiful hair, and I'll go walk up to her and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And they kind of look at me like, what are you doing?" And sometimes it's a matter of just somebody reaching out to me. If you think you've got a really great story, I want to hear them, right? Like those are the things that the magazine, like as you said, is great because it's a resource with stories, but it's more than just like how to go gray. It's a resource for all the emotional stuff that comes along with us in this
Yes.
stage, right? So there's the stories of the women. You get to meet the women that are actually sharing how they went silver or gray or why they went silver and gray. And those stories just touch your heart. And then we also share women that are finding new entrepreneur spirits and endeavors that are suddenly happening with
Yes.
this new venture. And so we share that because again, just because we go silver or we go into midlife doesn't mean we stop. A lot of times, a lot of us are starting brand new chapters because
Very much so.
we don't have kids at home anymore. Maybe we're newly divorced. Like we have these new chapters happening.
Very
So
much so.
it's just amazing. But it's definitely a community coming together. And so I always tell the models reach out to us. You can reach out to us on the website. On our website, we actually have a page that says I believe it's share your grace story, so you can send out your information. Then we can reach out to you if it looks like it's going to be a fit for us within the magazine.
Yes.
It's really about the unique. If you've got a really interesting story you think is really interesting, maybe you've gone through a health crisis, or maybe it's just something as comical as just, you found your first silvers when you were 7 and you just let it go. I mean, let's, I love it. So you just reach out to us and we really kind of get a conversation going because I think that the key with the magazine is we want it to be about our community of silver women. So there's not really any one thing that I can say, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. It's a matter of reaching out. Let's get the conversation started.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the stories was reading, but most of all, I enjoyed the different avenues and the different communities you could get to just by tapping into the magazine. What is your background? I'm not clear. Are you a magazine person from the past, the first half of your
So
life?
always was a huge magazine hoarder. Teen magazine in my teens, I had to have every issue of that. I still remember the very exact first one I ever had. The guy had long blonde hair with freckles, and she made me think of me because I had a lot of freckles at that age too. And she was on the cover of Teen magazine. So always been a magazine lover. I love it being in my hand. I'm very visual. Um, I've done advertising. My background is kind of advertising. I have kind of a mix. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. But I really ran with magazines back in 2015 to 17, thinking I wanted to do a magazine.
Yeah.
Started a magazine with women's stories on wine, in a sense, because I was very into wine at that point in time. So this magazine just
Okay.
kind of came to fruition with my love for the silver community and yes, knowledge of I know kind of how to put together a magazine. I like to think so.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. For Instagram, I've definitely been seeing the hashtag I am Silver Beauty. What is that about?
So yeah, that's really our call to action to encourage women to embrace themselves. You know, a lot of times we think we go, oh, I'm beautiful, or oh, she's beautiful, or you go, oh, if I only had your hair, if my hair was going to look like yours, I would totally do it, but it doesn't, so I'm not.
Yes.
The I am Silver Beauty was really the call to action to stand up for ourselves and say, I am beautiful with silver hair, gray hair, white hair, and I'm not going to be quiet about it anymore. You know,
Yes.
we're not going to just be in the background. We're going to step out there and go, hey, speak to us, talk to us, whether it's amongst ourselves, whether it's we're telling the brands, quit with the advertising of young gals to us. Again, no fountain of youth needed here.
Yeah.
I am Silver Beauty.
Uh, well done. Yeah, I really enjoy that hashtag I am Silver Beauty. It's that level of acceptance. It's like not looking for approval. It's just
Right.
like, you know what? I'm saying I'm beautiful. I don't need agreement in that area. It's like
Right.
it really is a great place to start. And at this point in life, if you don't accept you, who will? I mean, really.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and for those women that are on the fence line and maybe think, I look dull, or somebody will say to me, "Well, I feel like my grays are really dull. What can I do about it?" And I say the first thing you need to do is look at how you're talking to yourself. Start
Mhm.
with "I am Silver Beauty" every morning, because
Yes.
if we don't believe it, if we're not telling ourselves we're beautiful, we're not walking out the door going, "I'm rocking this silver," right? Then how can we expect anybody else to believe that if we don't believe it in ourselves? So the
Absolutely.
first key is to squash all your old thoughts and replace them with "I am Silver Beauty," and this is going to rock.
This is me. It's
Yeah.
simple. This is the second half of my life, and
And today. Yep.
yeah,
And this
I
is
get
me
to create
me
it any old
today.
way. Yeah,
Yep.
today
Yep.
and that way. Uh, is there any things that are coming up? Is there any events or things that are coming up in the future? I know this is the beginning of season 4, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's new
Congratulations.
season. Thank you so much. And is there anything coming up?
Yeah, we've got some things coming up. We're doing what we're calling the I Am Silver Beauty Tour, in a sense, where we're
Oh,
going to come to some communities, and we'll be coming together like a Friday, Saturday, and doing sort of, I don't want to necessarily use the word expo because I feel like they are going to be much more of an intimate gathering of friends. If you come to it, maybe you don't know any Silver Sisters, but when the time you leave one of our events, you're going to know Silver Sisters and have a tribe to go home, to call your tribe. So
okay.
there are events that are really meant to bring the community together. Yes, there will be information on how to help with our silvers, because obviously it's silver hair, gray hair, right? But
Yeah.
there's going to be so much more to it. And it really is going to be these intimate moments to get to know other women that are walking the walk you're walking.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, we look forward to hearing exactly the towns and cities that you're going to be in.
Throw through little teases out. We do know that we're going to go down to Houston, Texas. We do
Awesome.
know we're going to be in Colorado. We are looking at going into Nashville, Tennessee as well. And then we're trying to determine a few locations on the East Coast as well. So look for those things to happen this spring for announcements, and like late spring into early fall for events.
Awesome. Is there something you want to share with our listeners?
You bet. I would love to encourage the two-time listeners to go over and check out the magazine. The first digital issue is always free on me for you to check it out and see if it's what you want. But if you decide you actually want to then subscribe to it, I'm going to offer you a special 30% off by using the word tea time as a thank you for taking the time to come listen to Regina and I chat about silver hair and the silver lifestyle.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And website is Tangled Silver Magazine.com.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you. How can people get a hold of you if they are looking to, one, possibly be in a magazine, two, to actually subscribe to the magazine?
Website is tangledsilvermagazine.com. That's a great starting place for all those areas. You can contact us on there. If you want to share your story, there's a section that says share your story. You just click on that and it takes you through everything you need to do to just send it over to us. You can reach out to me directly too through email. I'm at robin@tangledsilvermag.com. Not magazine, but just with the MAG, because who wants to fill in way too much when you're typing words in, right? Like, So the website's a great starting point to reach out to us and just at least get the conversations going.
Well, we'll have it in the show notes, so people will be able to totally be able to reach out to you. So that's very
awesome.
exciting. And the magazine, I love what you stand for. It's for and about and celebrating silver sisters, because that's what I get. So
it is. The key is embrace you, celebrate her, be inspired. That's kind of like our go-to motto with what we like to say.